Shivering masses only want to ingest these lies. Turning faces reason from the cell. Destruction killing all human life is purged from within. Consume away. Lie. Trust. Betray. Attack. My life. Pandemic. Violence.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Alright, we just heard the opening tracks. That was Dead and Buried, Violent Pandemic. You can check out the official music video, which came out this month. Be sure to check it out on the YouTubes. The band also has shirts available now and physical CDs soon to come. And then we heard Luna in Sanguinum. The song Far From the Light. Thanks for the guys for reaching out and sharing their music with us. New review for Global Bloodbath EP on our blog website, done by Cold Space. Whew! I'm Luca Blaze, Morgan Danielle. We are rocking out here at home on episode Home 5.
Home 5.
And a year in review, 2015.
15.
And this is also Morgan's 9-year anniversary doing the Metal Experience.
Hell yeah. 9 years. Holy shit.
Morgan, get us started.
All right. So as we've been doing every week, we go through, talk about some of the guests, well, all of them. We go through all them guests that were on our show. And then we go through just some of the highlight moments that we experienced, the ups and downs, and the events that we attended during that year. So, 2015, let's kick it off. For the second year in a row, third time on our show, Mechana joined us. These were cool black and white photos that we were doing during that show. So, Mechana came back. What's up?
The annual Mechana show.
Yep. And then for the second time, right? Birdie was on the show. We did a phone interview with Andrew McHale from Serpents.
Heyo.
This was an interview that she had set up for us.
I have a beard. Oh my goodness. You have a
beard in this picture. And the band Serpents is Andrew's band that he did 2 albums with so far. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Have we ever got the second CD?
Yes.
We did? Well, thanks for sharing.
And Andrew used to be in Oceano. So we touched a little bit on that during the interview, but it was all based on Serpents, his band that he was focusing on.
It was all based on Serpents. Good one, Morgan.
Thanks. So then we had Hemi on for our third time. It was Tim and Trent that came on.
So Tim was new to the band in 2015.
Yes.
That was his first time on. And look, he's even got his VIP pass. Just joined the band. Man, he just joined at the perfect time. Well,
fun time.
Hemi's always a fun time.
Yeah. Then we had for their third time on our show,
the boys.
One Steel Wound.
What is that? Is that Sunny D?
Snapple or something.
Does Dan have I think he's got a bottle of Sunny D.
I think they went to the dollar store before they came on our show. We used to be right across the street from the dollar store. And people used to stop there all the time to get food and drinks before coming on our show. So while we record this show, we are also on Facebook Live. So shout out to everyone watching right now. Happy Thursday evening. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys are still tuning in via Facebook every week and watching us be a little more unorganized than usual. So bear with us. Eventually things will go back to normal and we will end up back at the bar. But until then, this is what we got. So then after One Steel Wound came on, we had our brand new friends back then. Now they're legends in our show. Fool's Brew came on our show for their very first time.
You would consider them legends?
I consider
just
them
grabbed our
legends on
special
our
guest for the evening.
Yeah.
Squeak.
Fool's Brew. These guys are a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed having them on the show. And we've had multiple episodes with them since then. So 2015 was their first time on.
Oh, look at all the snow.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's a lot of snow in these pictures.
Hell
That
yeah.
was February 3rd of 2015. Then we had To Trust a Liar on our show. I remember them having some pretty sweet shirt designs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Cool
remember.
story, bro.
All right, so let's go. I know that there's a few of them here. So shows that we attended to start the year off. So we started on the Midwest Winter Tour that our friends in the Great Divide played with Altered Perceptions. This was at Penny Road Pub,
That was in the
January
basement.
10th.
That was a good
Yep,
show.
That was a really fun show.
The vocalist from the Great Divide, Adrian,
Got such a great memory.
was climbing the rafters up there. There's not many rafters, but there is one, and he was climbing it. It was pretty cool while still doing vocals. And Alter Perceptions, I think that was our first time seeing them.
Yeah.
They were fucking brutal too.
Did they play as a two-piece or three-piece?
Yeah, I think they just had a drum machine going for that show.
They played with like a guitar.
One of their guitarists, instead of using a wireless, was plugged in with a cord to the amp, and he kept on spinning and unplugging himself. It was kind of funny. Like, bro, you need a wireless to do that. But yeah, he just kept spinning and doing crazy stuff and unplugging himself. So that was kind of funny. I feel like there's more than just 2 bands on that.
There probably was, but these were the only ones that were on the flyer for some reason.
Okay.
Then we saw Dark Tranquility
Drunked.
with Insomnium. Once again at Mojo's. That's
Miller
where
Lane
they always
Vegas
seem
bombs, y'all.
to show up at. Luco played his first show with Return to Flesh. Is this your first show at Gas House?
Oh, yeah, that was. We ended up going on, that show started at 9. We ended up going on at like 1:30 or 2 in the morning. It was fucking like super late. I don't know why it kept on getting pushed back so far. But yeah, we ended up going on at like 1:30, right? Wasn't it like 1:30, 2 in the morning?
I don't know.
It was something super late. I remember people had come out and they're just like, hey, sorry we're not able to stick around and watch, but like, we got work tomorrow morning. I was like, alright man, well, no problem. I know a couple of people actually came out to see that show that were just, they never got to see us because we just went on so fucking late.
Wasn't this venue also turning into a nightclub?
Yeah, it was like while we were playing, like a DJ was like setting up and the place was like turning into a nightclub. It was really weird. Gast House Bar and Grill.
And
We
that's
ever been there?
Elgin.
I don't think it's still there, but I think we've been there a couple of times.
You played another show there.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
I feel like I've been there like
show.
twice.
Yeah. So
Well,
you
anyway.
played with Sarah Viscera, Abyssal, and Pale Horseman, and then Blood Throne. Yeah, you played there another time because one of the
remember.
bands didn't show up. I don't know. All right, so then you played another show at Brower House with Pterodactyl King, Atlanta's Burning, Sable Beldam, and Inner Decay. Do you remember this show?
I do. This one, I remember Pat took a slow-mo video.
Oh,
And it was really cool. It was full speed and then like slow-mo of like the cord like whipping around or something while I was headbanging. Yeah, that was a pretty sweet show. And Brower House in Lombard has some fucking super delicious food.
Yeah,
so,
they do.
man, I'm just a fatty just eating all the time. But
Speaking of Brower House, they are doing an AC/DC tribute band on the patio tomorrow night since around Illinois, restaurants are finally able to do patio seating. So I don't know if that means they're opening the parking lot up for people to show up and still be able to grab food and hang out. They probably expanded their parking lot more for people to be able to do that. But there'll be a band, AC/DC tribute band, on the patio playing live music. Kicking off the end of May, right? Then we drove to the rave. We saw August Burns Red headline with Miss May I, North Lane, Fit for a King, and Era. And you know what's crazy is I just within the past 2 years got really big into Fit for a King. But looking back at all these flyers, how many times we saw them beforehand, and either A, we missed them, B, they weren't on my radar, or C, I was just dumb and not paying attention.
Yeah, it must have been you were just dumb or something.
Thanks, Luco.
Go back. Was that the show that I walked around everywhere in that place?
No.
Oh.
No, that was the Messenger's tour.
Okay.
All right, then we saw Behemoth and Cannibal Corpse play House of Blues.
Behemoth and Cannibal Corpse at House of Blues.
Yep.
I don't remember this. I've seen Cannibal Corpse so many times. I think I've seen Cannibal Corpse more than any other band.
Okay.
But they play with Behemoth at House of Blues?
Yep. They play with
I'm trying to remember
at House of
Behemoth
Blues.
playing at House of Blues.
All right, well, you remember that.
And
We'll
I
talk
can't
about more
do
bands
it.
that were on the show.
I don't know.
After To Trust a Liar, we had on, for their first time, The Boys in Endostalgia.
This episode, we didn't do it in the booth,
storefront
right?
window.
In the storefront
I'm
window. We
trying
did it
to-
like on, I don't remember what was going on in there, but we like had a table set out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of why that was.
Like,
was it because a window was cracked? Did
oh,
the storefront
maybe.
window get cracked?
Oh, that's what it was.
And
So
this is when it
the
was like
snow
really
plows.
cold.
Yeah, no, the snow plows that were driving by threw up snow as they were clearing the street, and it, a rock or something must have fallen and cracked the storefront window, so it was deemed unsafe for us to be in there. Did they end up getting that fixed, or?
Yeah, because we were back in the storefront window later that year. They had somebody coming to repair it. Wasn't that you?
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. We did it like a table outside, like in like the little lobby area.
Then we had.
Oh, there it is. There
Patrick's
it
Day
is.
show.
They duct taped it. That is too funny. Yeah, they
St. Patrick's
duct
Day
taped
show
it.
with Kadoosh.
Kadoosh. These guys were awesome. We ended up seeing them live at Kiss the Sky Records in Batavia, and that I think it was just them. That record store is pretty sweet too.
Yeah,
I bought
it
a
is.
ton of cool
I've gone there for
Misfit stuff.
record store day a couple of years now. I'm just
And-
trying to get things.
I can't remember their names, but this dude was the drummer, and his drums were set up sideways when they played, which was really different because usually the drummer is just facing you, but it was set up sideways, and it was just like the space that they had. So I don't know, it was cool, and they rocked, and they had one of their songs was like a really. I actually listened to Kadoosh not too long ago. I gotta find that CD again. I like that CD.
I just like the comment that David posted on the picture saying that my shirt was the best. I had a Ninja Turtle shirt on that day because it was green for St. Patty's Day.
Oh.
Congratulations, 5 years later, I'm liking it.
Hell yeah! Check out Kadoosh though.
Kadoosh! And this was the first episode that we introduced a brand new sound guy
it's
on our
Joe.
team. Joe Wasick.
What
did we
a
call
wiener.
him? We called him Joey Gasoline Dick.
Joey Gasoline
no one
Dick.
can see your head.
So, this isn't angled correctly. So, Joey Gasoline Dick got his name. So, I used to work with Joe. And, this is fucking stupid. I can't. I guess that works.
Yep, that works.
So, Joe left for lunch. And, on his way back, stopped to get gas. And filled up and somehow, like, spilled gas. Like, all over his hands or something. And he made some joke about, like, I got my dick hole and it burned or something. I don't know, something stupid. You know, guys make stupid fucking comments. And I was like, fucking Joey Gasoline Dick over here. So I immediately changed his name in my phone to Joey Gasoline Dick. And when he came on to join the show, that just became his name. It was either Joey Bags, Joey Bag of Donuts, or Joey Gasoline Dick. So all the above. That's what Joe went by. Joe is actually still in my phone as Joey Gasoline Dick. I'm almost. Hold on. Let me double.
All right. Well, while you look that up, here we
Yeah,
go.
Joey Gasoline Dick. Here it is.
So this was.
For everyone looking, hold on. Let me get this on. If you can read that, Joey Gasoline Dick.
This is a missing episode. This is unfortunately not on the website. I don't know why. Atlas Falls.
So we just have the picture. We don't
just
have the
pictures,
episode.
No episode.
Really?
Yep.
How did that go missing?
I don't know.
I blame Dave.
I blame Greg. Or Dave.
Look at Dave. That's a sweet Blackhawks.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I'm rocking my Rue the Day shirt.
Rue the
Hey,
Day.
yeah. Hell yeah. I think
Shout
I saw.
out.
Oh, there it is. Mike and Kat. Our house rules. Hell yeah.
Woo! Oh, she didn't like
We're in
that.
my Rue of the Day.
All right.
Yeah, tough hombres. Hell yeah, tough hombres, bruh.
Then after Atlas Falls, we had the first band to ever wear masks on our show and insist on wearing them throughout the interview. A Dying Ultimatum.
A Dying Ultimatum. Which one? One of these, like they all had masks or
Oh,
some
she's
different
trying to talk.
something. Squeak.
Talk to us,
Squeak's
Squeak.
got to be on the. They all had masks or some goofy something or other. And who was it that wore their mask the entire time?
Was it David?
Dave. It was David. So David from A Dying Ultimatum wore his mask the entire show. Mind you, this is like
Who's this guy?
3:31. So it's getting that wasn't David. That's him. It was actually kind of warm in that booth
Yeah.
that day. Plus there was a lot of them. And dude, I remember like the whole show he did with his mask on. We took pictures with his mask on. He left with the mask on. And then like I had no idea what he looked like until like later on.
Yeah.
When they came back the second time, I'm just like, hi.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, David. I'm like, oh, that's what you look like. Well, I've never seen you without the mask on, so now I know what you look like. So, yeah, that was kind of funny. He did the whole show with the mask on, so we never knew what he looked like.
All right, so we're gonna set up and play some music here from some of those bands that we talked about. In order of the bands that you're going to hear on the recorded episode, we are going to play a Serpents track. We're going to play a song from Fool's Brew, To Trust a Liar, Endostalgia, Kadoosh, and A Dying Ultimatum. So, here we go.
there you are, you son of a bitch. Where have you been, man? I've been calling you, texting you, man. We have shit going on over here. You're like this.
Yeah, guys, I got some booty.
Mike, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that.
Man, you are such a dweeb, Mike.
Eric, you still got that bag I gave you?
Yeah, man, give me a second. Hey, close that door, dog. You're letting her funk out.
Let me know when I am too high. Friends let me know when I'm not good to try. Friends let me know when she's too slutty. Hey, pass me that joint, my body. Friends got my back when I need a thing. Friends got my back when I am hitting that. Friends in my back, always looking that shit. I got time after time of checking my lighters. Got friends, friends, whoa, friends. Smoking pot with my day after day, we puff that Mary J. Day after day, our lives are like a days. Oh shit, I think I'm having a flashback. Night after night, we all are feeling the right. Night after night, our minds are in for flight. Night after night, they had me find the light. When I read that phone of theirs, come on now, friends, friends, whoa, friends, smoking pot with my friends.
easy. I take a toke, smoke till I choke, do a bumper coat, make that hoe blow down below, then do it some more. Yeah, I'm faded. Look about the burn, yeah, I made it. Think you gotta turn you fake slaying. Fuck about the game, I'm game changing. Slide saying, die once, no regrets. I be hazy, stacking checks. MOB, what's next? Real breaking not in sex with a Betty Page looking like the pussy tight. Rockin' Billy Pinup girls, we can kick it all night.
Been here for too long, time to pop it off. Been drinking on this fifth, time to top it off. Gotta rethink the sound so I can reclaim my crown. While you keep fucking around, yeah, you know I'm boss. Get with the sickness while I spit the ridiculous. Leave you winded with hits of anthrax and my syphilis. It's only verbal, suckers, words don't hurt you. Get the fuck off the mic, kids, it's past your curfew.
Take a toke, smoke till you choke, do a bumper coat, make that hoe blow down below, then do it some more. Smoke until you choke. Take a toke, smoke till you choke, do a bumper coat, make that hoe blow down below, then do it some more. Smoke until you choke.
Feel me, bring the heat when I make these motherfuckers jump up off their feet. When I get the crowd screaming on the loudspeaker, bounce so high I think the whole crowd found Jesus. Not to say that I'm adopted craze, but I'm popping off the mouth with pills that I got from Dr. Dre. Skills unlimited, flow for days like a period. Got my red wings in May.
Inhale, exhale, mind gone, space mail. Stuck up in the clouds, I reveal. The party never stops, we dream fields. Pen is all drop, we pop lock. Never hit a clock, go tick tock. Cause the beat so loud, we bass rock. Rock. We bout to set the roof on fire. Smoke a couple dabs to the face, get higher. Watch that booty bounce on my pipe all night. Watch that booty bounce on my pipe just right. Take a toke, smoke till you choke, do a bumper coat, make that hoe blow down below, then do it some more. Smoke until you choke. Take a toke, smoke till you choke, do a bumper coat, make that hoe blow down below, then do it some more. Smoke until you choke.
Wow, man. That's some heavy shit.
Smoke until you choke.
Hi, my name is Michael Maskey. You may know me from bands such as Vicious Attack, Central Disorder, Dark Entropy. What you might not know is that I have an artist page called Maskey on Facebook, where I have all my original series, such as Coffee Time, where I interview local musicians, Riff City, where those same musicians break down a riff for you to play, and of course Mike's Metal Minute, where I outline the entire week of metal for you. So come check it out. Give me a like on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube at Michael Maskey. See you soon.
That's Adriana.
This is Noe.
We're Autumn Leaves, and you're listening to The Mystery.
Weeks all in.
All right, here we are again, back in and at it. We just set up a bunch of music, so we just heard tracks from Serpents, Fool's Brew, To Trust a Liar, Endostalgia, Kadoosh, and A Dying Ultimatum. Woo! Check all those bands out.
Hello.
I did want to touch because there was no picture of it. So after To Trust a Liar, we did a dual interview show over the phone. We had scheduled interviews with a couple members of Pangea, and we interviewed John Matos of Abiotic. That was really cool.
Hell yeah.
So
Pangea's from Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
And Abiotic is from Florida.
And now they're all scattered.
Technical death metal.
John moved further up the East Coast, Pennsylvania or Massachusetts. I think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, they moved last
They're
year.
they were on Metal Blade for.
Yes.
a
They're making a new
bit.
album.
Yeah,
They just posted
working
an
on a new
update.
CD.
John actually, if you want to check it out, is doing his own weekly podcast video interviews with other musicians that he's friends with. He does a live stream through his Facebook page. I want to say those are on Tuesday or Wednesday nights. They're really cool. The guests that he gets, and he talks like music and guitar riffs with people. So that's a really cool thing to check out if you have a chance. So going back into some of the other guests that we had on, after a Dying Ultimatum, we had Hypnocron on our show.
Oh, Hypnocron, I remember them. They
All
were like
about that weed.
stoner doom metal.
And they were the first band that brought us stickers where they had their name printed wrong.
Did they?
Yeah. They had to tell us that is not how they spelled their band name. That the company or wherever they got them from screwed up.
Okay, well, listen to that episode and then don't get stickers from that company.
Yeah. I don't even know where this photo was taken.
That is in the back.
Storage area?
That's like in the... There's so much light.
I don't know.
Where's...
I don't know. It's weird. What?
That is in like... Where is that?
Our photo album is so old that we don't remember half of this. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on. This is weird. After we had Hypnocron on, Alethea came on for our second time. So we had both the Jakes and Dave.
This is when they were remodeling.
Oh.
So the owner had like sold it or something. I don't know. To the Slam Internet Radio or something. And now it wasn't PC Here anymore. It was just Slam Internet Radio.
Oh, that's right. PC Here got sold.
But now, if you look at this, whereas the guy only had, for PC Here, he only had, like, lamps everywhere. Now, after he left, these guys came in and actually, like, put lights in, like, light bulbs in all the light fixtures, like, in the ceiling. That's why the lighting looks different, too.
So
it looks
PC
like they
Here,
repainted the wall or something. I don't know.
For years, like we were told PC Here may go under. We kept hearing things of they had plans to do other things over the years, and nothing was believable.
What was the owner's name? Mike?
Mike was the owner of PC Here. So we didn't know what was going
okay
to...
sometimes, kind of like a hippie guy.
Yes.
Sometimes he was kind of douchey. You'd be like, you guys can't do that.
Or
like,
we're
dude,
too loud.
Whatever, man. Fuck. We're just living.
Okay, so...
Whatever.
When PC Here, when Mike decided to move and Slam took over the building, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, originally they said they were going to go to the space that was 2 doors down, and they were going to do...
it was like a ballet studio that they were going to convert to...
With multiple different recording rooms for people to do...
They had all these crazy big ideas they were going to do.
Yeah, so everything like seemed like it was going to go well. So like in April, they started renovating the spot that we were at and trying to make it bigger.
Because remember we'd go in and like every week, like Mike had less and less stuff.
Yeah.
He was like moving it out.
He was moving.
I don't know where he was moving it to.
And then the other guy took over and they were supposed to be like... I don't know, making it a new spot. But anyway, this is the start of...
So during this time, we were still doing the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was...
Yeah.
Alethea was on...
April 14th.
April 14th. Okay, so this is kind of like the transition. The
Almost.
picture before that, too,
okay,
was like during the transition.
So then, a couple of the shows that we had going on also at the beginning of that year. This was the first time that I ever tried to book a 2-day festival.
You booked this?
I did. This was at... Bobby McGee's that turned into Star Bar. So we had 2 days, February 27th to 28th. We called it Winter Metal Bash. The first day had Miles from Exile, Armored Assault, Everything Must Die, Air Raid, Impale, and Deity Disfigured.
That's a pretty sweet lineup.
And then the second day had Hate Storm Annihilation, Orinoco, Central Disorder, Alethea, Snow Burial, formerly known as Oxblood. So I'm pretty sure around that time I had them booked as Oxblood, and then they told me they changed their name. So I think this was almost one of their debut shows as Snow Burial. And then Scars of Armageddon.
That's a pretty fucking sweet lineup, too. Both those lineups are pretty badass.
Yeah, I can put shows together, bitch. Then Luco's band played a show at Bada Brew with Against the Plagues, Murdercore. The That's not Purge. I have no idea what that is.
That is...
Purge is on there, but Inner Decay is on there too. Yeah, I don't know.
Izzarante.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't remember. That show, I remember banging my head so hard that, like, the following day, like, I had killed brain cells. Like, I was, like, I couldn't, like, my brain couldn't function. I'd probably given myself a concussion or something. Even at work, I'm, like, trying to type, and I was, like, fucking up my shit. That show fucked me up for, like, a week.
I do remember you saying that.
Too hard at that show. I went harder than anyone should have ever gone. I think I gave myself a concussion headbanging at that show.
Then you played this sweet show with Gorgatron. At Livewire Lounge, it was you in Return to Flesh, Martyr the Tyrants, which I actually bought Martyr the Tyrants' decal on my car. I had that on my car for a while. Inner Decay, and Gorgatron.
Gorgatron was badass. They are from
they're amazing.
Fargo.
And
they actually just released a new CD.
And
Coffee. And a new music video for one of the songs. It's badass.
We reposted it on our Facebook page, and I said if you didn't know who Gorgatron was, now you do.
Check them out. Gorgatron's
and
badass.
You're welcome.
I have a badass, like, neon green Gorgatron shirt.
And I have a badass shirt that they did, kind of like the one that I... No, it's the only one I've got like that.
The vocalist is wearing the Death Clock shirt. I have a long sleeve of that.
They have one of those shirts where it kind of looks like a comic book, which is really sweet. That looks like Tales from the Crypt style.
It's the Gorgamania tour. The Road to Gorgamania tour is what it was called. Those guys were super cool too, because after their set, we hung out with them, drank some beers, just talked fucking metal. Oh man, I remember just. The band was awesome. Their drummer, we were just standing there like, whoa. I remember telling the vocalist, like, dude, you guys' drummer is fucking, like, you guys are good. Your drummer is phenomenal. And he's like, hey, we appreciate it, but don't tell him that he has got a huge head. So, like, ego, like, I'm the best drummer. So, I don't know. It's just funny because he's like, hey, man, we know he's awesome. We watch him play, but don't tell them that. We appreciate it. They're fucking cool though. Cool dudes, badass. They're death metal. Badass death metal band.
Then we saw at Underground Lounge, Born Under Burden with Act of Destruction, Crusader, and Armored Assault.
Underground Lounge. That's the one with the stage that's only like that tall off the ground, right? You walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like right when you walk in, you walk immediately down the stairs.
Yes.
And there's like no parking anywhere.
Yes.
Been there.
And then you played at Gas House again with Purge, Sable Beldum, and Cervicera again. Because that lineup doesn't look familiar.
Sable Bedlam ended up just not showing up to that show. Just whoever had set the show up they contacted them. They're like, what the hell happened to these guys? And we were just kind of like, okay, I guess they're not coming. We were under the impression that maybe these guys broke up because they just disappeared. And they disappeared for a while. And then all of a sudden they just came back and started playing again. I don't know. It was very strange. But yeah, that was the show you were saying earlier that, you guys played there again and someone dropped. It was.
And that was your last show with Return to Flesh, wasn't it? It might have been.
That time we did not play at 2 a.m. We played at a reasonable time.
Then there was a sweet show at Bada Brew. We made it out to, because our friends from Reaping Asmodeo were in town. They were on tour with Ultra Beast, Abiotic. And Boris the Blade. Let me tell you.
Smoked some weed with Abiotic at that show. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Cool dudes. Ultra Beast was badass, too.
The band that told me on this show, and the lineup was sick. It was an all death tech show. It was fucking nuts. Boris the Blade. And Luco knows this, I love Australian metal bands.
I thought the vocalist was going to beat
Boris
me up.
the Blade is fucking sick. And
that guy
was
crazy.
So sad that those guys are not together anymore.
And I mean, like, beat me up, not like beat me up to beat me up, but like, while he was doing vocals.
He's intense. Very intense.
While he was doing vocals.
He's in your face.
He was going crazy.
Yes, he was.
And I'm a big dude myself, but like, I was like, brah, hey man. I don't want to fight you while you're playing music.
He was definitely trying to get
the crowd
people,
going something.
Yeah, it was crazy. I loved it.
But Boris the Blade, yeah, they were.
Whew, they were
intense.
fun, and I was really sad that we didn't get to ever interview them. But I did buy a bunch of their merch. I have a ton of stuff.
Cool.
All right, so guess wise, Alethea came on, and then we had Hot Dang and Vicious Attack, a dual interview.
Oh, nice.
My back is killing me. These chairs suck. And it's so crazy seeing some of these pictures of all of us, of how much we changed. Like
all these babies.
Yeah, we all look so young. Not to say that we're still not young, but
this was only 5 years ago.
This is 5 years ago, and there is so much difference in how we look. I gained 40 pounds.
I got
Holly
more gray.
doesn't have blonde in her hair anymore. It's crazy. They all look so young.
That's when we had that mummy dude. We were playing with that mummy. Cecilia was still in the band Vicious Attack. Dude, she was a badass vocalist.
She really is.
Vicious Attack is badass still.
Yeah. Then we had Tanzan for their second time. Was this when they did Tamale? I can't remember. I love
think
Tamale.
it was. This is when they premiered Tamale with us.
Is he wearing another weird leather coat?
I don't know.
Ted and his coats,
Teddy's
man.
just got sweet
Trying
clothes,
to make
dude.
his just like fashion debut in the metal scene.
You're wearing an abiotic
Groot
t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Hemi shirt. Man,
Yep.
this is when I do remember that. That is when they showed
they're
us
color
Tamale.
coordinated. with their
Tamale
coats.
is. If you haven't checked out Tamale, check out Tamale. It's a short film.
I'm gonna
It's like
find it
10
again, and I'm gonna post it on our YouTube
or
or Facebook again for the people to see. It
10
looks
or
great.
15 minutes long on YouTube. Oh, jeez. Teddy's
I love
pulling
our
a bottle.
pictures. I love-
Teddy's pulling a bottle of
Oh my
vodka out of
God.
his fucking
I
coat.
love these guys.
Where did he get a fish? Ted's got a
I
fish
don't know.
bowl.
I don't know.
Demo's got a fucking frog.
These guys
Just
are great.
finding random shit to pose with.
Then we had a Cinco de Mayo show with Discarnate.
Stinko Di Mayo. I'm wearing my No Conviction. Look at Dave. Dave's wearing his no Karate in the Pit Havoc shirt. Fucking Stinko Di Mayo with Discarnate. Oh, this was. Oh man, this was early Discarnate.
Early Discarnate.
This was really early Discarnate.
Ugh.
This was like they had. I don't think they had a vocal. It was just Jeremy and.
And speaking of Jeremy, Jeremy's about to have his second baby with his girlfriend. Yeah, they're having a baby girl. Congrats, Jeremy.
Oh, what the heck is her name? What's her name?
Aletta?
Jeremy and Aletta. That's when they had just started, and I think they only had one track, and they were looking for a vocalist.
Yeah. That's funny. Then we had our friends of No Conviction on.
Man, the whole thing, all these pictures look so different because it's actually well lit in that place. I'm wearing my Ziltoid shirt. Shit, I don't even know where that is. No Conviction. No Conviction's been around for quite some time, but this is like they had gotten back together, got some new members. Matt Lunsford was in No Conviction at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Still killing it. Killing it.
All right, so some music we're going to line up now to play. We've got a Hypnocron track, Hot Dang and Vicious Attack, Discarnate, and No Conviction. And then we'll talk more when we come back in.
cry. Rip your shirt and see your breath, make me sigh. Spread your legs, you can't escape, you want to scream. Feel my act between your thighs, you want to die. Feel you when you die, hear yourself a cry, feel you when you die. Hearing when you cry, tell me you want the time, feeling pain inside. Voices in my exhausting glass, back on control you are dead. I dream just to taste your blood, feel my touch. See your quiver, makes me shiver down inside. Clutch my fingers and from inside, feeling warm. Grab my hand to the back of your head, a warm, warm blood. Pull your hands and make you scream, hear you cry. Rip your shirts and see your breath, make me sigh. Spread your legs, you can't escape, you want to scream. Feel my act between your thighs, you want to die. Voices in my head. Hearing what you cry, tell me you want to die, feeling pain inside. Voices in my exhausting glass, from control you are dead. Grab your arms, squeeze your thighs, and twitch your tits. Manipulate and burn down your ribs with my fingertips. I trap my fists into your stacks to make you scream. Begin to bleed on your knees. Over wide, suck it, you fucking bitch.
This last night, when we just
right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my god. Well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
You're listening to The Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
I do magic.
Oh, it's easy if you try, Dick.
Now sit back and listen.
So we just heard some tracks from some of the past guests. We had a Hypnocron track, Hot Dang, then a Vicious Attack, followed by Discarnate and No Conviction. Hell yeah. Alright, so we are
Fuck,
back.
I dropped the cap to this water.
You moron. Alright, so going back to some of the shows that we went to. There's the Thrash Till Death show at Reggie's. This was really sweet. Our friends in Everything Must Die with Bloodletter, Purge, and Vicious Attack.
You know one place I've never played that I've always wanted to play?
So you know what? This wasn't us that actually went to this. This
Reggie's.
was our writer at the time, Deanne, that went because
I was gonna say, I don't recall.
She got me the Vicious Attack shirt there.
I was gonna say, I don't recall.
Yes, but this is how we got in touch with.
There are
Bloodletter.
some bands that's like, you know, I don't recall seeing them there, and that was one of them. Like, I don't remember seeing Bloodletter play Reggie's.
So then
I've
we
always wanted to
saw
play Reggie's though. That place is badass.
Approaching Dawn played with Vicious Attack and No Conviction and Hot Dang. It was a CD release show for Hot Dang at Cobra Lounge.
Vicious Attack, No Conviction, Approaching Dawn.
Yep,
Hot Dang.
that happened. Just because you don't remember doesn't it mean
I remember Approaching Dawn being very good. I do. So it's like you gotta try and remember, like, how can you picture these people
hold on.
playing these?
We have a question. Steve Holland asks, our favorite adult contemporary soft rock act.
I don't even know who would fall in that category. Look up
Contemporary.
what adult contemporary soft rock act. Who would fall under that? Soft rock.
Probably nobody that I like. Now I gotta look. Should
Let's
we
see
go to
who.
Wikipedia?
I don't know. Scroll down. Let's see who falls under that category. What bands or artists?
All right, so we probably want to look at 90s. Oh, Luco likes Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé?
I don't know how to say his
To
name.
be honest, I don't think I've ever heard a Michael Bublé song.
That's probably not true. I don't
I mean,
know
unless
who
I have.
falls into these
There,
categories.
you know how often? Because I don't fucking listen to, you know, I don't know the popular music.
Oh,
on
adult
the fucking...
contemporary rock?
Oh, Michael Jackson's considered
no.
that.
He's
Well,
not.
anyway.
No, he's not.
Well, anyway, I don't listen, you know, people will be like, oh, this so-and-so artist, like Lady Gaga, I didn't know who that was for like a super long time. And I'm just like, whoever that person is, fuck them, because that name is dumb as fuck. I'll get on that, you know, I've talked shit about
Fleetwood
her before,
Mac,
but,
Kenny
you know,
Rogers.
whatever.
Oh,
to each
Luca
their own.
loves Adele.
Oh, Adele? Adele is my bitch. I love her. Let's see. Who else? I would say Adele, then. I would say Adele is my favorite adult contemporary rock. Ooh, the Bee Gees? Squeeze Your Balls, the Bee Gees. Ooh, the Eagles?
Okay. So then you got some
Who's
answers.
yours?
I don't have one. I mean, if this singles collection of Britney Spears from Barnes & Noble falls in that category, I'd go with Britney Spears.
Lame.
Moving on. At Cobra Lounge, then we saw a show. This was badass. I remember this one. Moratorium with Scars of Armageddon. Beyond Death, an Act of Destruction.
Where was this at?
Cobra Lounge.
Cobra Lounge.
And I
Cobra
just
Lounge.
noticed this is two cop cars rolling into each other.
Cobra Lounge. Okay, first. Okay, now. Okay, Cobra Lounge. Beyond Death. I'm having trouble remembering this. When everything's like such a blur. It's like I'm trying to remember this show. I bet I was hammered because hell
Thinking
yeah.
about it. After we had our friends of No Conviction on our show, we had a Kingdom in Peril on with us.
These guys were really good.
Yeah, they are.
I'm rocking my Scars of Armageddon shirt.
If they drove a while to get on the show, did they not?
Weren't they in like Rockford or something?
I thought they were further down south.
Oh, they were in one of those goofy towns that you're like, Peru. Were they from Peru, Illinois?
I think so.
Does that ring a bell?
Okay.
One of those towns are like
Central
like
Illinois.
Peru, like
Central
Peru,
Illinois,
Peru?
somewhere down there. I think there was a couple bands that came on that year that came like during a couple weird places.
Are they still jamming? Kingdom and Peril?
Their last post was May 24th, and they said that their June 5th reunion show was canceled.
Oh, well.
Brutal.
Thick.
So I guess they're on.
We'll play some of them during the next
absolutely.
break.
They were awesome. Then we had a punk rock band, one of the few punk rock bands that have ever come on, because most cancel on us.
We listen to punk.
Oh, absolutely.
But punk rock bands are so punk rock, usually every time we schedule them, they end up canceling.
Or try to come on, they don't want to come on.
That's punk rock. But these guys were cool, and I'm disappointed we never got to see them play. I have a Chicago-style Weenies lighter in my cabinet in the drawer.
And we have a koozie.
And a koozie in the kitchen.
They were the first band to insist on bringing their sex doll.
blow-up sex doll. I can't remember what its name was.
She sat on a fan.
Chicago
I
style.
guess you could say she blew us.
Chicago style Weenies played a show at the Mutiny.
They did.
Shortly after the show, where they were grilling up Chicago style Weenies
for free.
And
for
free. And I'm disappointed we didn't get.
Oh, this is us in the window. There are pictures of the sex doll in the window.
I'm disappointed we didn't get to go
I had
to
to sit next to her.
Man, look at they repainted that. Like everything looks so different.
Yeah, they were doing such great jobs.
Yeah, I wish they would.
Okay, we're almost.
We saw so much potential.
Yeah. My face. These are just funny pictures. Their merch girl was Sasha. She was their merch girl, aka sex doll. Then we had When Night Falls on. The ladies took a picture because it was like one of the first. First time. It was one of the guy's girlfriends.
Oh.
Not that we had never had women on the show, but it just got more and more exciting to see more girls come on the show because I hang around a bunch of dudes all week. So they're a dime a dozen still. It's always fun though when they get to come on. But Adriana came on. Adriana is now in Autumn Leaves. They just made their debut show at Fisted Spirit Keys, that show that Scott just mentioned that he had gone to the last time.
What are you doing over there, dog?
And
then Frost has been in a couple of different bands.
Frost is actually recording vocals today. I think she's doing her own projects now.
Okay. She was in a cover, I think 2 different cover bands. I mean, since 2015.
Yeah.
I think she's been in like 2 different cover bands. I think she's been in another band. I don't know. I always see her updating something or other. So you said right now
Still
she's
involved
recording
in
vocals
music.
or something.
And their drummer, DC, is now in Bullet to the Heart.
And then
No Way.
No Way is also in Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, so they're all still doing music, which is awesome. When Night Falls was really fun, though. I really miss those guys.
We saw them once.
Yes.
At Penny Road Pub, I want to say.
Penny Road, that's right.
Look at that sweet Cryptopsy shirt. Hell yeah.
Oh, speaking of, then we should go back then to our pictures. I went to the Cubby Bear and saw White Pony, the Deftones band, because my friends wanted to see the Tool cover band.
Wait, who did you go to that show with?
Jessica and somebody else.
I
don't remember. So this was the year that we interviewed Cryptopsy. Funny story about this show.
Back to the U.S. 2015.
We got contacted in either February or March of that year from the person that was running their tour, like their tour manager. And somehow he had come across our page, and I get this email, because Luco doesn't really check our Facebook email, and it was in the sorts of, hey, came across your show, we want you guys to be the Chicago outlet to plug this show. Would you be interested in interviewing the band to help promote?
Hell yeah.
So I wouldn't try to hide it, and I'd be lying if I tried to say I knew who Cryptopsy was until this point. But I remember talking to Luco and being like, hey, Luco, there's this guy and he wants us to interview this band called Cryptopsy. And Luco's immediate reaction was like, we better be fucking doing it. Like, what does it entail? So, I mean, this was the year that we got our first talk microphone. No, second year that we had the talk microphone. Greg brought his camera, and we actually got to go on the band's tour bus, and we interviewed
Matt, the vocalist, and oh man, you put me on the spot. The drummer, his name is Flo. Matt and Flo.
Yeah, very nice guys.
Very nice guys.
Heavy accents.
So, with Cryptopsy, like, I grew up listening to Cryptopsy, so it was like, we can interview Cryptopsy? What? And I'm usually not one to be, like, starstruck or anything by people, because it's like, listen, I'm a guy, you're a girl, you're a guy, it's like, you're people, we're all people, whatever, fuck it, like, you're no better than me, I'm no better than you, you know, so I don't really feel like I'm ever really, you know, starstruck by anyone. Maybe if I met, like, Michael Jordan, I'd be like, oh my god, it's fucking Michael Jordan, you know, but when we met Cryptopsy, I just remember being, like, super nervous, because I'm, like...
I had to do all this homework and write all these notes and what I wanted to ask. And we get on the bus, and I start writing, like, kind of just doing what I do. I didn't know how long we were going to have with them. I was kind of just talking.
I think we were with them for, like, 20 minutes.
For, like, 20 minutes. That's about right.
Yeah.
There's a video interview of us doing the...
I think the
whole
interview
thing on our YouTube
the
channel.
interview was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We were with them for like 20-25 minutes, like setting up and just chit-chatting while
there
we were...
was a good amount of time until I realized that Luca wasn't saying anything.
Because I was just like...
Anything. Like, he's just sitting there.
We're on Cryptopsy's tour bus.
And then...
I love Cryptopsy.
This idiot, the moment that he gets the chance to speak, he goes, by the way, big fan, I listen to you when I mow my lawn.
So, funny story is their album, Unspoken King, which is, like, deemed their, like, not so cool album, which I thought that album was fucking cool. It, you know, it's a deathcore album, whereas the rest of their stuff is just pure insanity. So it's like a different kind of genre metal style album for them, but it's a fucking sweet album, and it was the perfect length that when I started it and I started mowing my lawn, by the time that album was done, I was finishing mowing my lawn. So it was the perfect length to listen to. So I would listen to that album every time I mowed my lawn. So I'm just like, I listen to Unspoken King every time I mow my lawn. It's the perfect length. And they're just like, oh,
it was
okay.
Really weird.
I was
really
like,
weird.
hi,
I was
Cryptopsy,
embarrassed.
yes.
Yeah. And he was nervous. And here I am, just
sweating.
like, I'm trying to do it. Like, oh my God, we're interviewing it and I gotta be done. But anyway.
And the whole time Morgan's like, I don't know who these fucking guys are. I don't know
didn't
who
so
Cryptopsy
much
is.
care as much. But then I saw them a few times after that. Luco actually played his show with them.
Cryptopsy is the shit. I fucking love Cryptopsy. I love me some Cryptopsy. Sometimes I put on Cryptopsy and I'll listen to them for a while, and then I have to turn it off because I'm like, my brain is just like it can't handle it. There's very few bands that like can like mess up my brain. Cryptopsy is one of them.
All right, so they played this sweet show. We got into a couple bands from this. Surruption.
Surruption
blew
is
my mind.
fucking
They were
badass. That Surruption CD was in my CD player for quite some time. Arima. Those
really
guys
sweet.
wore like face paint and stuff. They were really good. They kind of blew up for a while. I think they played like, not Ozfest. It was Summer Slaughter or something like that. One of those festivals.
Stinky Blood.
They're pretty badass.
Disgorge.
I don't remember Disgorge.
And then
I
the
don't
openers
remember
were
Dark Rip.
Epitasis and Dark Rip, but we were on the bus.
And I don't remember Epitasis. So yeah, we were on the bus, like, getting, like, everything set up and everything with Cryptopsy. So we unfortunately missed Epitasis and Dark Rift just because we were kind of trying to coordinate where the hell we were supposed to go. So
yeah.
This was at Bada Brew.
Yeah. That was really cool.
It was at Bada Brew, right?
Yeah.
Wait, where was the tour? Was it at
back
Bada
of
Brew?
No, it was in the back of the venue.
Does it say Bada Brew on there?
It was Bada Brew.
I'm just trying to think of where their bus was.
In the back of the venue. They didn't park in a space. They were in the back of the building.
Okay.
In the parking lot. And they weren't in a
I
space.
was just like starstruck the whole time.
Anyway.
Cryptopsy!
Then this is the show Luca was talking about earlier that we saw Kadoosh at Kiss the Sky Records.
Well, I want to point out with Bada Brew, what's pretty cool is like you're seeing Cryptopsy, who, like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. And Bada Brew is like, it's not like it's, like a House of Blues show where it's like there's a guardrail and it's like, no, you're like right there. You can just walk up and be like, hi, and touch them in their head,
Oh, yeah, because that's what you want to do to people.
No, but I'm saying, it's like, so it was a pretty cool venue to see them at.
Okay. Then we sponsored, we talked about this. And
The Kadoosh show at Kiss the Sky. I actually, hold on, let me grab it.
Oh, great, now he gets to move this. Please hold.
Whenever we go out places...
No one can hear you, Luca.
Whenever we go out places and I find... I just like Misfits merch. I've got this sweet Misfits coffin incense burner. This we found at Kiss the Sky Records when we were there to see Kadoosh.
Yep.
And the fucking owner... I found a couple other Misfits things. I don't remember what they were, but I remember the owner. I was just like, hey, man... You got any other Misfits stuff? And he's like, I think. And that's when he found this, because I think I bought like a Misfits vinyl or something. And that's when he found this incense thing. He's like, I've got this thing. I'm like, hell yeah, throw it in, I'll buy it. Oh, then I bought a Van Halen record cover thing. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Kiss the Sky Records.
All right.
Is Kiss the Sky Records still around? Hell yeah, that place is badass.
All right, so then after that, we sponsored and attended and promoted this because we set up a table. I'm pretty sure I was the MC for this night, too. Bobby McGee's was the Queens of Metal 5 show, which had its sick lineup. Vicious Attack, Threatening the Order, Catapult the Propaganda, Mandatory Abortions, Flow and the Creatures, Rise the Fallen Angel, Rue the Day, Psycho Sister, Sinister Fate, Atlanta's Burning, and Hot Dang. Whew!
Oh, those are Queens of Metal. It's like,
Yeah.
What do I see?
Yeah. And then the annual Mayhem Fest happened with, this was the year Slayer and King Diamond headlined. But we'll get back into that later on.
Oh, okay.
And then right before, so we'll back up until our big story. We had the Leland Boys from Vicious Cycle.
The Leland Boys?
I'm pretty sure they were brothers. I don't know. They called themselves the Leland Boys. So now I gotta listen back to the episode and figure out why.
Figure out why they were the Leland Boys. Rocking my Atlanta's Burning shirt.
And I have a Within Destruction shirt.
Oh, nice. Buy it, ass.
Those guys are sweet. So, really liked Vicious Cycle too. These
yeah, they
guys
were really good.
Awesome. Their EP is really, really.
Buy it, ass.
Yeah. And then we did our first selfie stick picture. I insisted on getting it. No, Rob brought the selfie stick.
So I've always been very anti-selfie stick, so...
Whatever. Rob Serrano stopped by from Chicago Metal Alliance with our interview with Alter Perceptions. And I remember a lot of vaping from Alter Perceptions.
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
A lot of vaping.
So that was actually our last show at
PC
Slam
here.
Internet Radio PC here. So
we're gonna take a break real quick. We're gonna play
then,
some music,
and then I guess
we'll
we'll tell
talk
the story.
about all the shenanigans. So we've got some tracks to line up. We're gonna play A Kingdom in Peril, Chicago Style Weenies, When Night Falls, A Vicious Cycle, and Altered Perceptions. Check it out.
I wanna hear you scream. Will fall. You too big. Too many times I tried to everyone you can feel. I wanna
fuck us hard. Base spaceships hovering over our cars. Maybe this every man for himself will start to fade. Maybe these feelings stability will dissipate. Vietnam will be on our side against the simple-headed bitches of long heads. No, we're not talking about the Chinese, strictly in turn planetary. Communist fighting with democracy, proletariat with bourgeoisie. We're shooting missiles straight up into their dispatch phase. All rooms out of town, so do be straight to face. Dead in the streets with a slave trade boom, yeah. Watching their shadows destructing the hovel. What do we have left to boast when we're locked up with our international foes?
Every time I go for a walk through the woods and I see a silver disc hovering above me, a beam of light flashes down from the ship and takes me away. They want my
If you thought this funny, wait till you see authority losing control. Vladimir Putin's up next for the prisoner. Ain't no throw. The remnants of Earth finally reduced to a common class specimen. Regret answers will be saying, where the fuck is Will Smith?
cannot get the best of me. Well, here I stand. You will do it with your move. It's what you said. You never mattered anyway. You fucking lied for it's emotion.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
This is Justin.
This is Dustin.
Austin's J&D.
Of the so-called Saints.
Or so-called Sense.
Tell your boys.
Or smell your boys.
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
Boom.
All right, that was some more awesome music.
Some more
that we lined up. So we just heard some tracks from A Kingdom in Peril, Chicago Style Weenies, When Night Falls, A Vicious Cycle, and Altered Perceptions.
Hell yeah.
Luco, are you ready?
Born ready, motherfucker.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
Alright, this week and every week is always sponsored by our friends at Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. This week we have from St. Louis, Missouri, the band Broken Brain. And the song is called, we get two songs. One is called Roommates, the other is called Weed. And those are off of the first self-titled EP that was released on May 13th. And you can download them for free on the band's Bandcamp page. Let's do it. Broken Brain from St. Louis, Missouri.
The devil's my best friend. He was there in the beginning and he'll be there in the end. Sits with me through thick and thin. I was a complete mess. Until I kicked Jesus out of my heart, never fucking again. Worst sin I have ever had. Cause if you're my roommate, you better pay your rent. Always tells me what to do, but never lifts a fucking hand. He must have got it from his dad. I've had a lot of shitty roommates, but you are by far the fucking worst I've ever had. That's why I made you pack your bags. Man, that guy was a dick. He nearly tore the house down and he left it full of shit. I suppose this is what I get. I do not wish you well. Despite as righteous as you claim to be, you put my life through hell. But I will not sit here and dwell. Cause if you're my roommate, you better pay your rent. Always tells me what to do, but never lifts a fucking hand. He must have got it from his dad. I've had a lot of shitty roommates, but you are by far the fucking worst I've ever had. That's why I made you pack your bags. You gotta try this weed. A single hit is all you'll ever fucking need. It might be the dankest shit I've ever seen. But please don't call me if your eyes start to bleed. Goddamn, I'm so fucking baked. I'm pretty sure I just killed that chocolate cake. Oh fuck, I didn't realize it's your fucking birthday. I'd be lying if I said it was a mistake. I'll just blame it on Mary Jane. That bitch took over my brain. There isn't much else I can say. I guess this shit's just too dank. Man, I just tried that weed. You recommended one hit, but I won't lie, I took 2 or 3. This is certainly the dankest shit I've ever seen. God damn, this is some badass fucking green. Holy fuck, I'm so blazed. I can't stop staring at this pizza I just made. I can't even begin to remotely contemplate how I'm gonna rip into what I just made. I guess I'll ask Mary Jane.
That bitch took over my brain. There isn't much else I can say. I guess this shit's just too dank.
This is not rock and roll!
You're goddamn right. This is the Metal Experience, and now back to Morgan and Luco.
All right, that was Broken Brain from St. Louis, Missouri, with the songs Roommates and Weed, again, which is off of their first self-titled EP that was released May 13th. You can download that for free on the band's Bandcamp page. And that segment, again, is brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. All right, we're back at it. Let's see. Morgan, where did we leave off?
Well, here we go. This is when there was a huge gap in our shows. The last show at PC here, Slam Internet Radio headquarters, was June 17th of 2015. So, the big story. That summer,
What were the dates between these shows?
What are you talking about?
What was the date of the last show that we did? What was this alter?
I just told you.
What was it though? I was looking at something.
June 17th.
6/17, and this was
September 8th. Okay.
September 8th.
So we were on vacation, actually. We had taken a week off after the Alter Perception show. We went up north to the UP with our friends. And that following week, when we got back, we were supposed to...
Literally, we took 1 week off. And we went to the UP. We had a fucking cool-ass time. We had some fucking bonfires. I drank a lot of beer. It was a fucking hell of a time. And we come back.
That was for your 30th birthday.
And it's Sunday, or was it Monday? It was Monday. We were gearing up, like, all right, we got to get ready for the, the show that we had coming up the following, Tuesday. And then we get a phone call from, who did we get a phone call from?
It was a text.
It was a text.
From? It was a text from the guy
Danny?
that was running the show.
Was it a text from Danny?
Yeah.
Text from Danny, and he's like, hey, our last day, Slam Internet Radio's last day is tomorrow. And this was Sunday. And we're like, what? Like, we didn't even get a chance to do, like, our final, like, farewell show for Slam Internet Radio. It was kind of like, what the fuck, man? We've been here
there was, like, no heads up at all, and we were booked.
None. We've been there for three years? We were the longest at the time. We were, like, the longest running show on Slam. And it's like, we didn't even get to fucking do, like, our final show there. It was kind of like we didn't even get to do, like, a going away show.
First, he was saying there was the option of if we could do the show at a coffee shop, which is what some other people were going to do radio show-wise that he had known. And I was like, we have bands on every week. How is that going to work?
Yeah,
just because we're loud, and it would be like limiting us to having 2 people in a little shop. That's not going to work. I was kind of angry by it just because it threw this whole dilemma in our way of like, well, now what do we do? This whole thing had everything already there for us to do it. We don't have this stuff on our own.
So we were kind of just like, well, okay, what are we going to do? So we started, we kind of brainstormed. We had a lot of people like hit us up like, oh, what are you guys doing? We had a
GoFundMe, trying to raise enough money. I think we tried for $1,000 just so we could get all the equipment together that we would need to do the show. We were trying to get a soundboard, the microphones ourselves.
So-
we already had the computer tower.
We had pulled together just random stuff. It was mostly just my old stuff from being in bands and stuff. Some old, microphone cords, some old mics, some old like mic stands and whatnot. The computer I acquired that. So we were trying to get the rest of the stuff. We needed headphones. I think I had like an old pair. I had these Misfits headphones. Hell yeah. That I bought from Hot Topic for like $6. They were marked down from like 30 or something because no one ever bought them. I was like, $6, I'll buy that shit. They were so dusty because I never used them. I just bought them because they were Misfits headphones. They were so dusty. Literally, when I was like, I think I have headphones, I had to literally like wipe the dust off of them. It was a layer of dust, a thick layer. But yeah, we started a GoFundMe page. We raised some money. We bought the soundboard. We bought, like a set of mics, a ton of headphones.
The mic stands.
The mic stands. And then we had a couple people donate. Someone donated a cable. Someone donated another mic stand to us. So like people were some people we've had on the show were donating stuff, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So then we're like, okay, all this time we're like, all right, where were you doing the show where are we going to do the show?
Yeah. So we thought we figured it out. We thought right away. Our friend, why am I brain?
Yes.
What is it? Gerard from One Steel Wound had reached out to me personally and said, well, hey, I manage Evolution Music in Wicker Park. You guys could use our space. We could set something up. And yeah, to know that there was headquarters available, we thought we would take up on the opportunity. However, the place was still being built. So it was supposed to originally be open mid-August. And then that got pushed back and they were telling us, okay, so maybe like September. So we did like 2 check-ins that summer just to see how the progress was.
Like we had actually gone there and like looked at the place and like how we would set up our stuff, like where we would do it from and everything. So,
yeah. So I mean, it was definitely a cool atmosphere. It was nice to think that we could do interviews there, and we've done one actually in their recording spot.
So we did one episode, and it's funny because Programmable Animal is the only band that has been on the show at all 3 Metal Experience locations: Slam,
yeah,
Evolution Music, and now it fits as Spare Keys. Yeah. They're the only band that's ever been in all 3. So we did one episode there. And this was kind of like a dry run. Like, we didn't know how it was going to go.
Oh, and it was fucking awful.
We weren't live.
It was terrible.
We just recorded it like it was like a podcast. It wasn't terrible. I mean, we had some, miscues and stuff just because it was our first time running. We had done like test runs, like we'd set everything up and make sure it recorded and stuff. We had Dave come out. So yeah, we did one episode at Evolution, and then it's like by the time we got home, it was like 2 a.m. Because it's like we're packing all of our stuff, we're driving from the city back to the suburbs. Just to drive out there was, we're getting there later too because it was farther than Slam was. But yeah, I mean, parking was tough to find. It was like just the whole setup was a little tough to do, and then getting home at like 1:30, 2 a.m.
It was a lot further for us too. The Six Corners area was at least semi-doable because it was...
Well, there was no setup time. You literally got there and you walked in.
But with the setup time and how far we were coming from and trying to find the parking, to load in all the gear, to have to do that, and we were thinking there's other times coming up, like in winter in that area, where you would have an even harder time to park.
I mean, this was
and
September.
You have to move your car because of time periods. And then what happens when it snows, when Chicago does that dumb shit where you can't park on the street when it snows. There was going to be so many different factors that were going to make it tougher for us to keep that location as an option.
So this was September, and we're just, I told Morgan, I'm like, there's no way we can do this every Tuesday and get home at like 2 a.m. I mean, by the time you get home, we unload, you know, it's 2. By the time you fall asleep, it's 2:30.
Yeah.
You know, if even it's like
And we
we're gonna
both
kill
worked the
ourselves.
next day, yeah,
You know,
it was bad.
If we both have work the following day, I'm like, you know, hey, this is awesome. And it's awesome that they you know put themselves out there. I'm like, but we've got to find a different location because we're just gonna kill ourselves doing this.
So it looks like we took about 2 weeks off, and this is how we ended up at Fitz's Spirit Keys. So like Luco had said earlier, was they sponsor his softball team, which...
Really quick, look at that sweet fucking mustache I have. Badass.
So when Luca was brainstorming with, at the time, Greg Master, talking about where
Greg
people...
Master, the webmaster.
Talking about like where people usually do shows, Greg had said something about, why don't you do it at a bar? And Luco, being Luco and not thinking it all through, was like, a bar? I don't know any bars. And when he ran it past me, we were on our way to a Sox game. And I go, what do you mean you don't know any bars? We're at a bar every week for softball. We've been going there for 5 years. You've been going there longer. Like, why would we just not talk to the manager? Because we know him really well. This is a Friday night. This is like literally the day after we just did that programmable animal show.
On that Tuesday.
And
that we were going to the city for a Sox game. You say that?
Yes.
Okay.
And after we were at the Sox game, I was like, why don't we just go to the bar now and ask if that would be fine, you know?
And
so,
I'm like, there's no way. It's Friday night. They're going to be packed.
I was like, Mike's there. It's a Friday night. He'll be there. We can talk to him. And immediately, when we ran past the idea, he didn't even let us finish our sentence. Like, Mike has been, from day one of the best and easiest people to work with, trying to figure out how we could make it work.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, absolutely. You guys want to do it up front? We could do it up front. You want to... I was like, no, we need to be somewhere quiet. Like,
yeah, there's so much room there. So, I mean, if they have a jazz night or any other event upstairs, we're in the basement. If there's something going down on the basement, some event, we're upstairs. Like, they accommodate us. They make sure that we're taken care of with all of our food and our drinks, you know, in a timely manner. Great staff, and especially during this time, like, I really miss being there because they're so nice and that we get along with them.
Ordered food from them a couple of times.
Yeah, this past weekend. So I definitely want to get back to home base. Like,
So it's been home base since September 22nd, 2015.
Yes.
So you've been there for almost 5 years.
Yes.
Which is crazy. We've been at Fitz's Spare Keys longer than we've been at
PC
here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we were at PC here for such a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we were, like 3 years. But anyway.
3.5, yeah.
3.5. So our first show at, oh my goodness, at Fitz's Spare Keys
was barefoot on stage.
For some reason, I'm barefoot on stage. Oh, I was wearing sandals, and I just kicked them off. Was with Endgame, and that was, again, you know, like, it was kind of a learning process, but we could get there way earlier than we could have gotten there if we were driving, you know, to the city. So we had time to kind of, you know, set up more, kind of troubleshoot more. You know, obviously we had some hiccups trying to figure shit out because we don't know what the hell we're doing. And we've had hiccups over the years doing it by ourselves, you know, but luckily we've made a lot of friends doing this. We've had multiple times where someone came on and they're like, oh, actually I'm a computer programmer and this is what your computer is doing that's weird, that's messing this up. And they're like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you're on this week because we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know computers.
Saved our ass.
Or like someone's like, oh, here, the soundboard, you know, click, you know, plug it in, you know, and kind of tweak stuff and help us out. You know, so over the years, we've definitely met a lot of good people. So yeah, Endgame was our first show at the new headquarters.
And then we had a crazy picture, Mortatorium.
For their second time.
And they had fans come out. So Nigel's there, Emma's there, Justin's there.
I think Nigel was in
Smetty's
Mortatorium.
There.
That's not Smetty. That's Emma. That's
Joe?
No, that's Jared.
Oh.
He's in Mortatorium.
And
it just can't see because
Greg.
there's Greg Master. His name is Mark. I think Mark.
Yeah, so this is really fun. This
We had
is
a group of people.
great
What's
episode.
Emma's? Yeah, see, he's in Mortatorium. I don't know if he's still in Mortatorium, Nigel, but he was at the time. Go back. What's Emma's?
They're Fernando's. She's one.
What's his name though?
Justin.
Justin. That's right. That's Justin.
You're not listening to me when I talk.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Then we had Far Watch. This was the only. So there's pictures missing. I don't know why we didn't take pictures for the one show with Our Day's End. There's video on our Instagram of Our Day's End because they did the Truffle Shuffle.
Really?
But I don't know why we didn't do...
Our Day's End is not a band anymore, but they were fucking awesome while they were
I don't know
around.
why we don't have pictures.
There were a couple random, like, weird things
Yeah.
we had done. I don't even remember. What was...
What show did our parents show up for?
I don't remember.
Well, anyway. So
if
this
you
was
keep
also...
showing through the pictures, won't it?
No. We didn't post it. This was also the first year that our parents got to see what we do, because, you know, being in the city and everything, they didn't want to come out. So, I mean, being that we're in
the city.
home base, they were able to come to Keys and kind of check out what we were doing. So my parents came out and your mom came out and hung out with us for the whole episode and kind of watched everything.
I'm trying to remember
That's also when the guest book was born.
So my mom brings this, like, zombie book, and I'm like, thanks. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm literally thinking, I'm like, I'm going to get home and throw this in my closet and never look at this book ever again. Not to be a dick, but it was just like a notebook, but it was like a zombie notebook. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks, Mom. So my mom was like, yeah. And I was thinking that, like, you know how places have, like, guest books, that, like, maybe you can have a guest book for all the guests that you have on. And we're like, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. I didn't tell her this because I was going to just throw the book in the closet. But yeah, that's the guest book idea started. And we're actually on guest book number 2 now, because we've completely filled that book up. That first book has so many penises in it.
Yeah.
So many people drew wieners in that book. Hilarious. Man, where is that book? Where is it?
I don't. Oh, it's on the CD rack right now.
Like my CD rack?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's solve this right now. I'm gonna see who the first.
So we're going to play some music right now. I'm gonna line up a few more tracks. So we're gonna play some tracks to kick off where we started in Fits of Spirit Keys. We're gonna hear an Endgame track, Our Day's End, Mortatorium, and Far Watch. So check it out.
Why? That's my conspiracy theory. Those things I Rise up, society with no one. Find up, divide in no one. Hope is lost, all bets are off. Stand up, and bow to no one. Rise up, society with no one. Find up, divide in no one. Faith is lost, all bets are off.
going on? I'm Morgan Danielle.
I'm Luco Blaze from the Metal Experience in Chicago, Illinois.
And you're listening to Small Town Mentality Podcast with your hosts, Ben and Austin.
This is Jeff. This is Linus. We're in the band Nephilim, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
Right. We just heard some tracks from Endgame, Our Day's End, Moratorium, and Firewatch. And then the next tracks after this will be wrapping up the night. But we got to go through the rest of the year. So some of the events that we attended.
We didn't say on here what the first band with the book, the guest book, was Our Day's End.
Yes, we did.
We said it on here. We didn't say it on here.
Yes. Okay, so that year we went to AWOL Nation, played the House of Blues in July, and I'm so sad.
Love me some AWOL Nation.
So sad because
we're supposed to go see them in
next
June.
Weekend, and that got canceled.
Where was that at? Allstate?
Aragon.
We've seen Aragon. We've seen
twice.
All AWOL Nation at Aragon.
Twice.
And that is right. Both times we see them at Aragon, they were fucking so good.
They're great every time we see them.
They were good at the House of Blues show.
They weren't very good when they opened up for
what show was that? Yeah.
That band that took over Rage Against the Machine, what were they going as? Prophets of Rage.
They were
sound wasn't good.
I liked them.
No, they were good, but like sound quality.
I thought they were good. I think the worst time I had ever seen them was that House of Blues show. I mean, it was good. I don't know. That night I was just
They played Nights of Shame.
Not that.
They played the 14-minute song Nights of Shame. How?
I just wasn't in the mood. I don't know. Like, I was pissed off or something. I just wasn't feeling it. Like, the people around me, I just wanted to punch or something.
But I love AWOL Nation. Then we saw Slipknot play with Lamb of God, Bullet for My Valentine, and we came late, so we only saw part of Lamb of God before we saw Slipknot. This was because you worked shitty hours at your job.
Gotta pay the bills.
Then we saw Lion Fight with My Enemies and I with the Levitated, Townsend, and Adelaide.
The Bottom Lounge.
The Bottom Lounge.
I feel like we got to this show late, too.
Probably.
I feel like we got to a lot of shows in this time late. Because
this was a fun show. Pastaways with Armor Assault and Grave Robber at Brower House.
Ooh, I bought...
Grave Robber is so much fun.
Grave Robber is badass. I bought a Grave Robber vinyl at that show and a Grave Robber comic book.
So you know what's funny is Pastaways is on this show, and we didn't have them on until like 2017 or something on our show.
Yeah.
They were the first band to bring toe tags.
Toe tags?
Like...
Dead people?
It was weird, but yeah. I love...
Pastaways are fucking cool, too. Check them out. They're still rocking.
Then we saw... This wasn't us. This was DN. Warforged with Impale and Townsend and No Conviction at Quenchers.
This was the show we gave...
Heavy Holidays.
The Heavy Holiday show. This was the show that we sponsored. And we gave...
This was day one. We gave Frank from Impale so many shirts.
He walked out of there with like a stack over his both shoulders.
He has a lot of children though, so I'm sure that'll just go to his kids. And
I'm pretty sure he walked out there with like 40 or 50
So for
shirts.
this show too, I think every time Everything Must Die jumped on this show because this is the first show that we heard Smoke Weed Eat People.
That's also true. Oh, I don't think No Conviction played it. I think every time Everything Must Die played. Messing me up, fucking jerk. Yeah, I don't recall No Conviction on that show. I think Everything Must Die played that show. Because that's...
Smoke Weed Eat People made its debut. I laughed so hard.
So good.
I took video. It still gets shared to this day. It's great.
Smoke Weed People.
Oh, I love it. Then there was the Best of the Best Gaming Expo Music Fest that Luco played with his band, The Forms They Take. Tell me about this, because I don't remember going to this.
That was... Where was that at?
This was at...
Big Shots, right?
I think so.
This was at Big Shots. They had in Indiana. I'm not sure if that's still a place, but they had a bunch of tables set up with a ton of systems, and they were doing tournaments for like different games
remember
and
this.
stuff.
There was like arcade games.
Yeah, on different systems. Man, there were a ton of bands on that show. Morgan, you want to say every single one? There was just a ton. Just
Yeah, they were just different genres.
all over the place.
And then you played with. Nope, that was the year after. So that was the last show of the year that we attended, the Best of the Best Fest. Then we had on our show Flesh Burner with their starting lineup because they came on, I think,
this was
once
the original.
other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Then we had Those Dirty Thieves.
Those Doity Thieves. Someone's drunk.
There's some very funny pictures. Then we had a Dying Ultimatum again.
Wait, go back. Those Dirty Thieves. Those Dirty Thieves.
A Dying Ultimatum came on for their second time. Then we had...
that was the time. Go back. We actually saw Dave from A Dying Ultimatum, what he looked like. Right? No.
That's not Those Dirty Thieves then.
No, I'm talking about Dave. There. That's the first time you said A Dying Ultimatum. That's the first time we've seen Dave. He came on and we were just like, hi. And he's like, hi. Like he knew us. We're just like, who are you? Because the first time he had come on, he wore a mask the whole time. Remember we were talking about that?
Then we had the Kevins from El Famous.
El Famous.
Love El Famous. They're fun.
Man.
Then we
The video gets
had
me scratching my head.
Frankie from The Bloodline, Frankie Harcut, which Luco actually went to high school with. That's how we made the connection.
The Frankster.
That was fun because Frankie... So The Bloodline was actually signed to a major label. And they were going on, like... They're all different...
Different states.
Yeah, states. So Frankie was the only one that could make it out.
I think they're in like California and somewhere else. I don't remember. But Frankie just kind of, as Frankie as himself, like he didn't really come out representing the Bloodline. He just came out representing himself and just kind of we just caught up. That show was fun.
He fills in on drums for the hair band night and the boy band night and does like those live cheesy cover band performances, and he's amazing. He also does a lot of country gigs too, because that's where he said a lot of the money for bar shows is with country music.
Because all he does is drum.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal drummer.
So
he actually does during his set in the hair band night. He'll tie his arm behind his back
and do Def
play
Leppard songs.
Def Leppard.
So, yeah, like I said, with the Bloodline, he was just in the Bloodline at the time, but he came on more as just Frankie the drummer, and we just, touched on. It was mainly just me and him riffing on, like, high school stuff. It was, oh my god, that episode was fun. That was a blast from the past. Frankie's the man.
Then we had Survivalist on our show.
Survivalist.
They were really fun.
And we've seen them live once at Penny Road Pub. They broke up, and I think they got back together and did like a reunion show.
Yeah.
And
then we ran into at Architects.
We did. I remember seeing him play acoustic guitar.
Yeah, he
doing
does
acoustic
solo
set.
stuff now.
Okay.
So.
That was go back. That was Corey, I believe.
Yes. And the last show
no, that wasn't Corey.
Stop.
I can't remember.
Of 2015 was with the Chicago Metal Alliance.
Oh my god. There's Randy. Randalls. Rest in peace, Randalls. We love you. The Chicago Metal Alliance came out just representing Chicago and metal and brotherhood, and we just fucking drank and had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We talked hot dang stuff. I think Rob was doing some stuff too. Was trying to get a band going. Now he's an Extraction Point, doing that. But that closed out the year for 2015.
Woo!
Man. So shortened year.
Doozy. Yep.
So while you go over first time, okay, Baby David.
That's it.
Morgan says Baby David.
Oh yeah, our sound guy Dave. He and his girlfriend at the time had their first baby, and it was like the first like adult thing the metal experience was really doing at the time. So that was a good.
We had 33 shows in 2015.
It was a good highlight moment. Was meeting Baby David, doing the baby shower stuff for them.
He's still alive. He's a little bit older now.
Yes, he is. He's walking and talking. He's 5. So yeah, next week we'll be back with another episode. We'll be talking about 2016. That was a year that we went back in full of.
Morgan, you missed some of the stuff on your list.
No, it's good. Stop.
You met Sean. How do you pronounce that name?
I don't know.
Of White Zombie, the bassist from White Zombie. Arabella. We didn't touch on Arabella. Arabella has a studio video up now for the making of their upcoming album. We didn't go over that yet.
Well, we just said it.
Well, there you go. Check it out. Arabella has that video up on the YouTube.
Yep. That's all I got. All right. Well, this will be up on the website tomorrow for people to hear all the music that we threw into it. We miss you all. We cannot wait to be back in person, in public, eventually. I know that it's not probably going to be until the end of June, early July-ish. So unfortunately, right now, we're not going to do that until, the end of this year, or the end of the month. But, yeah, we will see you guys all next week for the 2016 Roundup.
I'm going to go find my Kadoosh CD.
Yeah, you go do that. Good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
My life is overtaken. Black walls surround us, the face of the ocean. Nothing now.